for so wopɛ trending news padia e Kofi Agye multimedia hwɛ ensem be na wopɛ tie e wonya no Kofi Agye multimedia de ekoso wahwani ne wahwani kontokwa trending news bia e Kofi Agye multimedia Kofi Agye multimedia omo ye
person trending issues no want to we are say ekoba the meet my country say share Kofi Agye multimedia now we say subscribe because say to mo ane da betum YouTube na wo hwe now you be so have to subscribe and share Kofi Agye on YouTube ye che
I was here for me church you be ba Kofi Agye multimedia so I can I just anyhow now I was here for maybe cause our event we are say presidential Eiii Afenyo meeting Samoku any omomokekan and penifo bi share na abusia ayana mintimi ho ye penifo mo man we mu no da bia ayana mekase da kro ye besole no na ye hu ye penifo bi ye so ma twetwe mo se kan ye gungu me nwa se penifo se na mo kasem ana mo yade a muntimi ntina wodi mfa asem no ensipi.
He has the power to arrest and deal decisively with everyone involved. I don't care what party they belong to, they are wicked criminals. Deal with them. But alas, Nanado cannot. He is complicit and a beneficiary. If we want to deal with this canker, we need to be honest and brutally frank with the truth.
Oh, I'm saying that, you know, I've read it. This job, I've been doing it for some 15 years and more. So I know where I'm getting to. I'm done with the other leg of you saying he's a beneficiary. So back to the complicit part. I'm asking you whether you maintain that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, our former president, was indeed complicit. Do you maintain that?
Giving the poor fight against Galamsey, I hold that view.
Get you, please.
Giving the abysmal fight against Galamsey, I hold that view.
To what extent do you hold that view that his performance in the Galamsey fight was abysmal?
The president promised to put his presidency on the line to fight Galamsey. There were several instances where persons in the president's government and party were found or accused of being involved in the illegal mining of gold in our country, in forest reserves and water bodies. The president did not show the leadership that he promised this country. He folded, and that's the record. It can't be changed. So as far as I'm concerned, he was complicit.
Do you have any evidence or probative value to the effect that these people that you claim were part of government and were mining were at the presidency?
Mr. Chairman, the government is bigger than the presidency. The government extends even to the ruling party. That's why the ruling party's general secretary and national chairman sit in cabinet. So the party is part of government. And the ministries are part of government. Agencies are part of government. So if persons in agencies and persons in the party, ruling party, are involved in this, the government is complicit. It stands to hold. Thank you.
Okay, so what you are suggesting to us today is that now that President John Dramani Mahama is the President of the Republic, any individual at the party level, say constituency officer in Owen, involved in a Galamsey activity, citizens of this country should loudly say that to the extent that that person is a member of the ruling party, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, respectfully, should be held complicit. Correct?
I haven't said so. if President Mahama puts his presidency on the line to fight corruption and is unable to take action in the unforeseeable instance where an appointee of his, there is evidence of corruption, and he rather seeks to clear them like we've seen in the past, then you can hold President Mahama liable. But the President Mahama I know, and his track record that is before this country, we've seen the JIDA scandal. We've seen previous scandals. He ran a sunlight campaign on corruption. So I know that if what you are suggesting is not what I've said, but President Akufo-Addo put his presidency on the line. He raised the bar. He raised the standard. And so we hold him to that standard. Thank you.
Now, should any agency, now that President John Mahama is in office, you are again suggesting that should any agency involved in anti-Galamsey activity falter in any way, it would amount to the president himself being complicit, correct?
Not correct, Mr. Chairman. I gave a specific example. President Mahama has been definite on corruption, because corruption is the biggest problem.
Talking about anti-Galamsey.
President
we are talking
Mahama,
about Galamsey, so
yes.
let's stay there.
No, Mr. Chairman, because of the question you asked, President Mahama...
Honorable nominee.
Honorable nominee, the question is specific, making specific reference to Galamsey. It's not asking you any question in relation to corruption. So if you can stay within the question and provide your answers briefly, you will do us a very good service.
Yes, I asked you the question. Or you want
Honorable Chair, please, if the question could be repeated.
My question to you. Now we have President John Dramani Mahama in office. Should any agency involved in anti-Galamsey activity fail, should we say that the President of the Republic is complicit?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Pardon?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so you are suggesting that in this current administration, any failure on the part of any agency in the fight against Galamsey should not be held against the president, correct?
He has responsibilities. He will fulfill his responsibilities.
Yes, I know. No, as for that one, we all expect government to fulfill their responsibilities. But my question is, should there be any failing at any agency, will the president be complicit?
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, this is now assumptions. We're building scenarios. I can't speak indefinite to conjecture and scenarios. If we get to that point, I'm sure today we are speaking about this because there is hindsight on President Akufo-Addo's leadership. I believe that we'll have the opportunity 4 years down the line to judge President Mahama, but it will be unfair for me to pass judgment on a man who is barely 3 weeks in office. Thank you.
Please, Chair, with your leave, may our clerk and the clerk to the committee have this and take back the earlier yes, please. Yes, please. Kindly identify it. Is it a post you made, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it's a post I made.
Honorable nominee, please read it aloud.
As a son of Gandangwe,
yes,
I am outraged and disgusted at the continued abuse of state power and authority and the wanton encroachment and capture of Gan lands. The latest attempt to steal lands belonging to GIS by agents purporting to be from the presidency of Nana Akufo-Addo is shameful and sad. I am yet to hear a condemnation from the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapor. He is responsible for the sector, and his children attend the affected school. It is also time for the Gamanche and the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs to man up and speak. Their silence is cowardice and a blot on the integrity of the Gan state. They either speak up or we consider them willing accomplices. The next John Dramani Mahama government from 2025 must recover all such stolen lands and prosecute the perpetrators irrespective of their political colors. Enough is enough. Followed by a lion emoji, an angry face emoji, and Ghana, the Ghana flag. Thank you.
Honorable nominee.
Chairman.
We'll do some little exercise on this post.
Yes, Chairman.
Respectfully, at the time you made this post, did you have reason to believe that the government officials were taking over GIS lands? Did you have reason to believe same to be true?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Can you share with us the grounds upon which this was founded?
Mr. Chairman, I listened to the news that day, and there was the news reported that a team of armed officers purporting to have come from the office of the president had accompanied a private real estate developer to take portions of the land belonging to GIS in the cantonment area. Thank you.
Did you take steps to verify this information prior to the post? Did you verify?
Mr. Chairman, I had no reason to doubt the credibility of the media houses on which I heard the story.
Which media houses did you hear the story?
Mr. Chairman, it was reported, I believe, by City. It was reported by Joy. These are two of the most credible media houses in the country.
And what was the report?
That officers or security personnel purported to be coming from the office of the president had accompanied a real estate developer to take over portions of GIS land.
So you've used the word purported, which means that there was no evidence of state-sponsored takeover of GIS land. You've used purported to suggest that indeed there was no such evidence that the government was aiding a private developer to take over portions of GIS land, correct?
The evidence I based on was a news reportage.
Would you want to retract this post?
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I will read a Ghana Web story that speaks to this particular issue.
Honorable nominee, the question is, would you want to retract?
No.
Or you still
no, Mr.
answering
Chairman.
the question. Nobody asked you to go and read anything from Ghana Web.
Honorable nominee, with the leave of chair, I will let you read. Honorable nominee, please kindly read. First of all, identify the document. Is it a document you posted?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Respectfully, can you read the post aloud and in extenso?
Mr. Chairman, the post was in reference to, and what you've printed for me, is my post and a post from the immediate past Minister for Communications. So which should I read? I should read both?
Read yours. Read yours first.
I should read mine first?
Yes, please.
Respectfully, Chairman, mine is a response to her post. It will make better understanding if you get the context in which my response came.
So please read all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Lausu posted on 26th April 2021, some people find it very difficult to believe we can negotiate good deals for government. I signed the Airtel Tigo contract. We acquired it for just $1. Someone, an MP, says he heard me say we paid $25 million. A barefaced lie, blatant untruth. Please ask Sam George where he heard that. Then sit back and listen to long English, grammar and drama. Just keep your eyes on the ball. How much did we pay to acquire the company? $1. Simple. Then my response on the same day. Someone tell our Minister for Communications that grand posturing and arrogant clapbacks will not stop us on the Parliamentary Committee of Communications and the good people of Ghana from demanding accountability from her. What does she take us for? That she bought Airtel Tigo for $1? How much is the eyebrow pencil she uses to draw her eyebrow? And she thinks she can insult our intelligence? Madam, after basking in the fake funds of your social media followers, prepare to appear before the committee and give us details of the transactions. We will not allow the already burdened taxpayer of our country to be saddled with poorly thought out decisions that impose more debt or hardship on us. Our eyes are fixed on the ball, and I urge you to do same. No long talk.
Do you maintain the content of this post and the language you used in describing Honorable Lausu?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. Chair, please proceed.
Dated 19th November 2024. Clearly, the Supreme Court, led by the Chief Justice, will do everything in their power to protect their demigod, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, from signing the Family Values Bill. The CJ should be ashamed of herself. After preaching against such vices in ICGC and failing to walk her talk and take a stance when it matters most, such characters are the ones our Lord Jesus Christ chased out of the temple with a whip. From President Akufo-Addo to all members of the pro-LGBTQI cabal in all arms of government, shame on you. Bow your heads in disdain. Our children and grandchildren will remember you for all the wrong reasons. The lion emoji and the Ghana flag. And then there's a picture of the scales of justice along with it. Thank you.
No, not. Right, Honorable Sam George.
Mr. Chairman.
On what date did you make this post?
19th of November 2024, Chairman.
At the time you made this post, the court had already given a date for judgment in this matter, correct?
Mr. Chairman, if my memory serves me right, I made this post on the day that the courts decided that they would give judgment after the elections on December 7, that they will give judgment on the 18th. And that's what premised me saying they will go to any length to protect President Akufo-Addo from signing the bill.
Honorable Sam George, respectfully, the Supreme Court is an independent constitutional body. Do you believe in that?
On the face of the paper, it ought to be.
The Supreme Court of Ghana, through its actions, determinations of matters, is practically independent of the executive. Do you believe in that?
Based on the doctrine of separation of powers, yes.
At the time you made this post, what was your basis for saying that the Supreme Court sees Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as its demigod? What informed that?
I reached this conclusion on the basis that the Supreme Court had the power to hear this matter and give judgment before the elections, but chose to do so after the elections. And that's what brought me to this conclusion.
So, you mean all the judges who were on the panel had one thing in mind: to protect Akufo-Addo, merely because they gave a date which is after the election. Is that your point?
Mr. Chairman, I have not made reference to all the judges of the court. I referenced the Chief Justice. She had the power to fix the date. She was president of the panel, so she determined the date.
Are you aware that the Chief Justice was not a member of the panel at the time you made this post? Are you aware?
Mr. Chairman, that is not correct.
Honorable Sam George, would you be surprised? Okay, so if you come to the conclusion, or if I bring you evidence that the Chief Justice was not a member of the panel on the said date that you wrote this your post, would you retract this?
Mr. Chairman, I will be a man of integrity and retract this if there is evidence, which I know doesn't exist, that the Chief Justice was not part of the panel, because she had been on the panel as far back as July, and this was done on the 19th of November. She had always been a part of the panel. But if there is evidence that shows that she wasn't part of it, I'll do the honorable thing.
Honorable Sam George,
the Chairman.
At the time you made this your post, had you really done your checks to know who and who constituted the panel? I am on the 19th November post. That 19th November post, was it after the court hearing, or it was a very day the court gave a date for its judgment?
Mr. Chairman, I don't really recall.
Were you in court yourself?
No, Mr. Chairman.
But you became aware that on the said date, the court had given a date, 18th December, for its final ruling on the matter?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it was reported in the news.
Based on the news reportage, you attacked the Chief Justice, correct? Because of your belief that the Chief Justice was a president of the panel, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
And you will I am Tigana from Pennyfasio. You guys ask them where I'm okay, carrying my way, church table, where you say, and someone moke canina, data, no one, Yame Virginia, yes, Nasa, my minister. Ah, a coffee at your multimedia, concern you so, and my grammar.